welcome back to the channel. It's been an absolute minute. A lot has gone down since I've quit my 9 to 5 since the last videos. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I quit my 9 to 5. I kind of went full force on my whole content creation, YouTube and all that. However, I've also slacked. So there's just a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about, kind of what's been going on the past couple of months that I haven't been posting, new things, old things, transitions, just all of that. First off, I'll start by saying, obviously, you guys know that I quit my 9 to 5, and things were good. First couple months were absolutely amazing. I was making decent money, but I didn't really care about the money. I was doing what I love to do, and that's all that mattered to me. But now, early March, late February, I actually got my car repoed, and it's kind of a crazy story. It's not necessarily on my behalf, but I have to take blame for it in some point because I could have done better. But that happened, and I basically went without a car. Now, the first thing that I kept thinking was, okay, shit, I don't have a car. How am I supposed to work? How am I supposed to go to the gym and record content? How am I supposed to use YouTube? It made everything very difficult, and if you've ever been without a car or you don't have one, you know that it just makes life in general very difficult. Getting groceries, running to the gas station to get whatever I need, whatever it was. However, I'm not the type of person to just sit around and be lazy. I'm very outgoing. I always want to go, find new ways to make money, find new avenues to, make my content better, make myself as intriguing as I possibly can be, not only for myself, but for you guys. So you guys constantly are watching something new and seeing different parts of my life. But yeah, with that being said, I literally got into almost a depression mode because 90% of my days was me sitting around my house watching TV, doing nothing, maybe editing some content and then going to the gym, getting my content for the day. And it made me very, I guess I would say depressed, very filled with stress and anxiety, trying to pay bills. It got to the point where I wasn't really making a lot of money, and the money that I was making was going straight to my bills. There was days and I was only eating once or twice a day, if that. There was, nights that Frank would eat and I wouldn't eat, and I'd eat ramen. So life became very stagnant in the sense of finances, spiritually, mentally, physically. Now, I will say my gym sessions were a lot, my training and life in general was very focused on my physical aspects of my life, but financially, I wasn't doing good, which obviously put me in a horrible mindset. It made me not want to do content. It made me start thinking about other jobs and, quitting social media and all this stuff. And that's not something I've ever even been a part of, mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever it was. But because my finances were so bad and I was struggling so hard to just get by, it made everything else in my life really hard to get by in as well, right? It also tore down me spiritually. I'm a big person in my religion and my faith and going to church, but because I didn't have a car, it made it very difficult to go to church. And I'm also the type of person that's very independent. I hate relying on other people to get shit done, right? That's just how I am. And because I had to rely on everybody else to give me rides and get places, it made me very secluded. And the fact that I didn't want to really hang out with anybody. I didn't really want to do anything because I felt bad because I didn't want people to think I use them for rides or use them for this or for that. Now, mind you, I'm also the type of person that helps people out when they need help or pays people for certain things or gives them dinner, whatever. That's not the point. The point is I lost my car, shit went south, and I let it keep going south. I did nothing to build myself back up. But I decided that I needed to turn it around, I kept focusing on my content, kept doing what I had to do, and a lot of y'all know about my EHP sponsorship. I am no longer with EHP. I don't even know if I've announced this, and if I have, absolutely amazing. If I haven't, then cool. Here you guys go. I am no longer working with EHP. I'm not going to go into details. There was just some different minds that weren't thinking alike when it came to the products and came to the brand with EHP. We weren't treated the absolute most amazing, and so I reached out on my own to Ghost. So now we are sponsored by Ghost. We have a full brand sponsorship. We've been with them since April, so it's been about 5 or 6 months now. So absolutely amazing. We're sponsored. Code SEF saves you 20% on all orders. I'm not trying to plug. I just want to get a couple of these announcements out of the way. But yeah, we are now sponsored by Ghost. Great, absolutely amazingly beautiful partnership that I have with them. They treat me so well. I never have to worry about getting certain products in, or if I need something, whatever it is, new drops, all that. So absolutely amazing to be a part of Ghost. It was a dream brand. I'll throw up a screenshot of some sort. I was like 18 at the time that I DM'd them wanting to work with them. I had like maybe 1,300 followers on Instagram, but I've always wanted to work with Ghost. So Ghost was a dream brand to be a part of, and now that we are a part of it, I have never even thought once or twice or even a half of a thought of moving away from this brand. I genuinely want to grow with this brand, and I hope that you guys can appreciate and love the new sponsorship. But yeah, that happened. That basically happened after a car got repoed. So basically, car got repoed. I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. Then we picked up the Ghost sponsorship. Things were all right, you know. That was absolutely amazing. It kind of felt like a turning point. Felt me like it made me feel like that I was doing something still enough, even though I didn't feel like I was doing enough. It made me feel like I was still doing enough to be able to pick up new brands and still keep my content alive and thriving. I mean, I've even been asked if I like have bought my followers because of how bad I've let my content go and how bad I've, you know, kind of just been unpersonable to all my social media. Even though it's something I love to do, I really started getting to the point where I just was like mentally drained. And the sad thing about content or any type of social media is you can't really take a break as much as you like want to like fix your mentality or like, you know, like mentally lock in or like take a deep breath. Like, it sucks. Social media absolutely screws you in that sense. But yeah, that's a new partnership that we have. Obviously with the whole car situation, you guys probably saw me walking around a lot in the past previous videos. And that's the reason why a car got repoed. I really hate to talk about it because it's not really something that's like the most comfortable thing to talk about. But that happened. And getting back into kind of like the spiritual side of things, I started losing my faith in a lot of things because as much as I loved going to church and believing in God and, you know, reading my Bible and stuff like that, I got to a point where I was just like, you know, why? You know, like, I'm doing something for the better of myself out of what I love. I'm following God, and I feel as if I'm being punished for every little thing. I feel as if, you know, like, God's treating me in a way of, like, well, like I couldn't understand mentally. I genuinely could not physically and mentally understand the lesson that God was trying to teach me. And I still don't. Maybe something will come out of it. You know, maybe there is a lesson that I just haven't picked up on yet. But I cannot understand or fathom the lessons that God was trying to teach me. So it obviously made me back down on my faith a little bit and kind of question a lot of things and kind of, you know, not take my religion or my relationship with God as seriously as I normally do or as I should be, right? Because most of the time in the times of struggles, that's when you're supposed to dive deeper. And instead of diving deeper, I was kind of like coming up for air. And that's really it, which obviously when you come up from air and you try and take things into your own control from God, that's kind of when that's kind of when God like takes his hand out even more, you know? As kind of different as that sounds, or if you don't understand that, God really will show you like, hey, I have a part in this. I am in control, and without me, you cannot succeed. You will not be able to have the things that you want in life. Sorry, I got a little brain fog. It just felt as if life really got to a point where nothing was going well. No matter what I did, sure, I picked up a new sponsorship, right? But no matter what I did, didn't really think like I was going in the direction that I wanted to. It felt like everything was slowly backtracking month after month. As y'all know, I lived in Houston, so y'all can kind of see this as a little bit different of a setup. I am now moved back home. I was kind of forced to move back home. I wasn't really making good money. I was barely getting by, and I had no idea where life was going to be in a month or two. If I had re-signed, I had really no idea where I was going to be making money, what partnerships I was going to have and not have anymore. It's obviously, as much as I love working with all these brands, at the end of the day, they can cut you, and things can completely turn around, and you would never know, right? You never know why, or whatever, things can happen. So I decided that it was the best decision for me to move out of my apartment and move back home. Was it the most sound decision that I wanted to do, or the most realistic decision that like I wanted? Sorry, my camera died, but all I was saying is that no, it wasn't the most sound or mentally clear decision that I wanted to do. But I had to do what was best for me, so I had to move back home. Now that entailed a lot, right? I moved back home. I didn't really have much money. Yeah, sure, I had all my stuff, but I didn't really have much. I had to move back home. But I felt broken, you know. I felt really hurt and kind of disheartened about the whole situation. You know, no car, no money, like not really knowing where it was gonna go. I felt as if maybe moving back home, I was just gonna kind of get in a rut, an even deeper rut. And I will say I was absolutely amazingly blessed by my best friend's parents, who actually somehow had an extra car that they were willing to basically give to me for practically nothing, or literally nothing. So I got a new car. It's not brand new, but I have a car. I'm mobile again, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'll show you guys that later when I go to the gym. But absolutely amazing. I have a car now, so I'm mobile. That happened within 2 weeks of being home. Second, obviously, because I have a new setup, my streaming, which I don't know if you guys really know about, but I TikTok stream every night. I do TikTok live, and that has absolutely multiplied in numerous ways. So that's been absolutely amazing. Literally within the 6 weeks that I've been here, I have a whole new content room that I've been able to set up. So it's made my streaming absolutely so much easier and more beautifully sound and made. I love it. I love it. As y'all can see, I got my pink chair and everything set up. I got my neon sign set up in front of me so you can see my bright, beautiful face. We got a new car. Obviously, I had to cancel my Alpha Land membership, which really hurt. That was probably one of the things that hurt the most because I love that gym. But I work out in an absolutely amazing gym, which you guys will see when I go to the gym along with the car. We have a new Go sponsorship, so that's sick. And we just literally announced today that I'm working with a new brand, and that brand is called RIIZE Energy Strips. Guys, again, I'm not trying to sound like an ad or sound like I'm just like promoting all these brands, but we just started working with them. It's called RIIZE, RIIZE. Now, you might be confused on how I can work with this brand and this brand, or this brand and Ghost. They're two completely different things. I do have verification from both brands to work with both, but basically these are just dissolvable under the tongue strips, and they have energy, melatonin, arousement / circulation, however you guys want to put that, and quite a few other things coming out, such as seasickness and like basically Ozempic, so helps with like weight loss and appetite cut. Super dope brand. I know somebody that personally works with this brand, and he kind of, you know, got me into it. I started using them quite a bit. I mainly use these for streaming, so I don't have to drink an energy drink late at night. Plus, I take like 300 milligrams of caffeine from Ghost every day, so this is just perfect to give me that like simple boost of energy right from the jump, like almost immediately. And the melatonin just absolutely puts my ass to sleep and helps me get some crazy Z's. But yeah, so that's basically all the new announcements and kind of everything, how life has been since I haven't posted. I know it's been a while, but no more walking. The only walking I'll be doing is walking deeper into my faith, because I now have a car, so now I can go to church and spend more time with God. And I know that being back home isn't probably the most fun thing in the world. I've always been a big advocate for living on your own and doing everything on your own. However, I gotta get shit done, and if I want to thrive and if I want to be successful on not only YouTube but all my other social media platforms, and have, you know, such an amazing family to be able to bless me, you know, by code usages and support and love and comments and likes and all that, this is who I want to be, bro. And I need to be better at being this person. I tend to slack off when things start doing well, or I tend to slack off because everything's cool, you know, I have this sponsorship and I do this and I work with this brand and I get to go there. But yeah, ever since being back home, I've literally been able to completely flip my life around. Yeah, we got a car again. Obviously, I have to pay rent here, but that's not that big of a deal. Finances are definitely a little bit better. We are blessed by God in every aspect now. Obviously, I still want to dive deeper into my faith and work a little bit harder at the things that I know to do. That's why I picked up this camera today, because it's been 3 months, and for the past 2-3 weeks, actually probably the last 6 weeks that I've been here, I've been like, damn, I need to record a video, and I just had no idea where to start. So I figured it'd be best to start at where we left off, and that was really just where we were at and where we are now. I actually literally just got back from a trip last night. I went to Puerto Rico with 2 friends. That's another amazing thing. Y'all know how much I love to travel and how much I love getting out of my apartment. I still have Frank now to kind of touch on that subject, but this whole trip was absolutely amazing. I went to Puerto Rico with 2 of my friends. I don't even have my passport, but you don't need a passport because it's U.S. territory. But I went out of the country to Puerto Rico with 2 of my friends. Super dope. We just kind of wanted to do a boys trip and get out. And I haven't really traveled in a while since the Miami GYMSHARK lift event. Sadly, I did miss a London event. If you're watching this, the London GYMSHARK event already passed, as well as my Puerto Rico trip. I'll put up a couple pictures, or realistically, most of the content is on my Instagram from the Puerto Rico trip. But absolutely amazing. Super dope. And y'all know how much I love to travel, so I got to travel. And I plan on doing a lot more traveling. I plan on getting out and exploring more. I have some really big goals and ambition to finish off the year. But with that being said, to touch on the Frank subject, I absolutely love Frank. Y'all know I've had Frank for quite a while. Amazing dog, but there's just some things that I can't seem to mentally cope with and get around with when it comes to training him. He basically just has horrible separation anxiety, and I can't leave him to literally do anything. He has eaten blinds, he's tore up door frames, absolutely soaked carpets with saliva from spit. Y'all can hear him barking right now. But I love the dog to death, but I think I need to help him find a better home so he can be more suitable for somebody's family. I saw a saying the other day that basically said, like, we get a dog so the dog can fit into our lives, so we don't get a dog so we fit into the dog's life. Does that make sense? And it's gotten to the point where I have to work my schedule and move things around and do all this different stuff in order to fit into Frank's life. And that's just not how it should be when you have a pet. Your dog should fit into your life and the things that you do. And life has just completely done a 360 or completely done a 180 the past couple months, to where it's been really hard to take care of him and do the things that I need to do for him, such as like keeping up with shots and paying for certain things, and being able to take him places like I used to, and being able to feed him as much as he needs to be fed. And it's sad, but that's just the reality. And ever since I moved back home, his separation anxiety really showed, because I got a car again, and now I'm able to go to the gym. But also, with his separation anxiety, I never really got to like see/physically experience how bad it was when I wasn't home, because I lived in my own apartment. But now that there's other people that stay here and there's other people around, they kind of give me stories or tell me what's happened, or what's going on while I'm gone. And it sucks. As much as I love Frank, I really do. I have to rehome him, and it's sad. I'm on the verge of it, like I'm working out some details and trying to, find what's best for him, because I don't want to just get rid of him just to get rid of him. That's not what I'm trying to do. But it will, as much as I hate to say this, it's really going to help me flourish with everything else in life. I've had Frank for almost 2 years now, but within those 2 years, I have, kind of had to take some insight on, what has it really affected on my life having this dog. And I'm not complaining whatsoever, because I know dogs are like children. When you get a dog, it takes up part of your life. You have to be able to learn to take care of a dog. It's like another human. It's like taking care of a kid. In a sense, I'm not comparing kids to dogs, but it's like having a child. And, yeah, he has really kind of taken a toll on my social life, and the amount of things that I can do, where I can go, how long I can leave him, if I can go to the gym for a certain amount of hours, if I can edit a YouTube video, if I can record. And I hate to blame it on my dog. It's not all blamed on my dog. However, in a sense, it has taken a big toll on a lot of things in my life, my social life, where I can go, what I can do, my content. There's days that I literally have to go to the gym and come right back to the house within a 45-minute to an hour period, just because I don't want to leave him alone. So he doesn't tear anything up or cause any problems while I'm gone, or, forced to have to make somebody else watch him. So it's a really rough subject, but that's basically the draw line of where everything's at. Life is good, but there's also some bad, and in order for us to be completely 360 and get life back to where we need to be, and be able to flourish through my content and flourish through my socials and my social life and what I want to accomplish and my goals, Frank has not fit into those goals very recently. So yeah, but yeah, that's life. That's where we're at. We're going to go hit the gym here pretty soon, in the next hour or so. I'll give you guys a slight little tour of the crib real quick, but other than that, y'all can kind of see. But yeah, other than that, that's really it. That's just where life's at. I've had to make some really hard decisions, and that's part of the reason I haven't picked up the camera, because I have always shown the bad or shown people what I've struggled with, but sometimes I don't want to show it. Sometimes I don't want to, like, have the sympathy text or the calls or the comments, because that's not what I'm looking for when it comes to my content. I genuinely just want people to understand and see every side of me, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's horrible, whether it's great, whether it's absolute shit. I want everybody to see that side, but I got to a point where there was nothing really good coming out of anything I was doing, and it was kind of sad, you know? Like, I didn't really want to pick up a camera. I've had trouble touching my phone for content. I've had trouble posting. I've had trouble, you know, with a creative mindset because I'm so stressed and so, like, high anxiety, and I have never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I swear I had it, okay? I swear. You guys can probably tell in this video just me talking. But I didn't want to make this whole YouTube video me yapping and chatting. I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up, and hopefully you guys listen to this. If you didn't, I understand. Nobody likes to listen to somebody talk this long. But if you listen to this, you will now be caught up. You will kind of understand where life's been, what's going on. I do have some really big plans for the next couple months mentally. But I need to get a whiteboard and write everything down, because now that I am working with more than 2 brands like I was, GYMSHARK and RGMNT, now we have Ghost, and now we have this RIIZE brand. And, you know, I'm having travel plans being talked about going to certain places before the end of the year. I want to get my passport. I actually want to grow the socials. A big goal of mine is to genuinely try and hit 10K on YouTube before the end of the year. I know that sounds crazy because we haven't even hit that 1,000 yet. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's a big goal of mine to genuinely just keep this camera going at all times. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's life. We're going to go hit the gym. I'll give y'all a little car tour. It's not the cleanest right now, but I'll give y'all a little tour of the car, show y'all what we got, and then I'll also give y'all a tour of the new gym. We'll hit a little chest workout. I probably won't record the workout, just so you guys don't have to watch another freaking 2 minutes of me just absolutely going hammy. But maybe we'll have a little chat in the gym. I don't know where this video is going. I just wanted to get a video out. I wanted to get this started, so yeah. And to be quite honest, I really don't want to plug anymore, okay? Y'all know how I am with my brands. I don't really like to plug. I try not to make anything sound like an ad. But if you haven't used code SEF on ghostlifestyle.com, that saves you 20%. And if you haven't ever seen this brand, which I'm sure a lot of you haven't heard of, it's kind of a newer-ish brand on the works, on the come-ups. But this RIIZE brand is absolutely amazing. Go check them out at RIIZE, RIIZE.com. You can actually use code SEF for 50% off the first month, and it just started today. Today's September 1st, so you can use that all the way through September for 50% off your whole order. Absolutely amazing. But you guys are probably going to be seeing a lot more of my products. I hate to be an ad, but I need to start showing you guys more of products and shit that comes in early. But I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. If you watched through all this, here in the next few minutes, you guys will see the new car, and we'll show you the new gym and kind of what life looks like on that side of things. But I really appreciate you if you listen to this, genuinely. If you didn't, then that's on you. And suck, frick. I don't even know. But if you haven't subscribed, we're really just trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So go ahead and subscribe, okay? Okay. So this is the new car. It's not your fancy Porsche GT3 RS, but it is new. It's a 2018 Chevy Equinox. We are blessed with it. So literally, I'm mobile again, right? If y'all remember, I used to have a Lexus. This is the inside, super clean. It's a little dirty right now, like the floorboards are dirty, but super clean. No scratches or tears in the leather. No scratches or tears in the paint or anything like that. Yeah, absolutely amazing. But this is the new girl, so we're mobile again, baby. I feel like this is just one of those things, like, you know, being real, kind of like just showing like the side that nobody else wants to show you. Like, I didn't. Sorry. This just kind of like is one of those things that I said, like, let's like be real about. It's not like some crazy fancy brand new Porsche GT3 RS or whatever else everybody wants to flex. I will never do that, bro. I'll just be real, and this is what we drive. It's absolutely amazing. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm excited. It's in my name. Like, I have a title. I own this, and I don't owe anything on it. So it feels absolutely amazing. Obviously, the goal is to eventually, you know, get something that is outstandingly dream car. But like I said, bro, this is one of those things where you just like gotta be open about it. You know, a lot of people just don't want to show you the bad, or like, you know, the little things in life. But at the end of the day, like, we are blessed by God. I'm able to drive again. I can get to and from the gym. I can get to and from the grocery store. I don't have to rely on anybody. I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to pay anybody money. So it's amazing. But yeah, now we're about to go hit the gym. I'm super excited to kind of show you all the new gym that we're working out at. I feel like you guys have seen it in a YouTube video here and there, or around once before, but this is now our home gym. It's a little bit of a drive. It's like 15 minutes away, but super sick gym, absolutely amazing lighting, and it's usually pretty quiet, so I don't really have to worry about the camera or like worrying about anybody talking to me or anything like that. But yeah, now we're just vibing, bro. This is life. Huge turnaround, but huge blessings, so let's go hit the gym, bro. I might or might not give y'all like a cool little gym edit. We'll see after I hit this right here. Wait, no, that was kind of stupid. We'll see after I hit this. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about the fact that I haven't been consistent, as I have mentioned before, but I plan on trying to change that. I have some goals and ambitions that I told you guys that I wanted to hit, and that's just part of it. And I got to start being consistent, and in order for me to start being consistent, I just have to get videos out. That's really all it is. I just have to start pressing record more often, and more often than not, I don't. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of more of like a yap session, a little edit. It wasn't really much to it, but I really just wanted to get the video out, get those a couple announcements out. I feel like I've already announced that I'm with Ghost, the new brand RIIZE I just started working with on the 1st. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get some of that stuff out. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love. I would not be in the position I am without you guys. At the end of the day, I know I'm kind of sucking on the content part, but I plan on changing that. I really do want to start recording more YouTube videos. Whenever I actually moved back home, I had half the mind to just basically clear my YouTube and start over with all my videos and have like more of a series. I still do want to have a series, so if you have any ideas or something you guys want to see, just comment down below what you guys want to see series wise, or you know, maybe something y'all want to see me do more of. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate if you stayed and watched the whole video. Much freaking love. It's been a little minute since we posted YouTube, so hopefully this is like just my little get back in blood for real. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Comment down below what you guys want to see series wise. I want to start a series, so comment down below. If you haven't already liked the video, go ahead and like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, I know I'm very inconsistent, but go ahead and subscribe. I promise the content's only going to get better. I'm only going to get better at picking up the camera. I do have some dope travel plans here soon, and I do have some dope ideas for content wise. Just not really exactly sure how I want to go about it. So comment, like, subscribe. Go ahead and share out the video if you know somebody else would love to watch something like this. I genuinely also kind of want to make like a dope little edit / YouTube video about kind of like where I'm at, but I want to make it more cinematic of like how I got to the point where I am, because a lot of people ask me how I do social media or how I got to that point or how I work with these brands, all that. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and let me know. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Thank you for watching the video. And as always, bro, it's been a minute. But as always, stay shreddy.